This is a place that housed criminals.
There's no warden, there's no sheriff.
Hang on, let's go check that out.
On this episode of Ghost Hunters.
I'm psyched about this, man. The old Lake County Jail. The place housed some notorious criminals. John Dillinger was actually here.
I think with all these cells that we've opened up, we're getting paranormal spirits.
So it might be feeding the energy.
Yeah.
We'd like to address any of the inmates that may still be here.
You're free.
Even though I was a police officer, I actually want to know how I can help you.
Oh, wow, that was loud. That was really loud.
And later,
My old Kentucky home state park.
One of the most memorable events was about cholera. 8 family members and 8 enslaved servants passed away.
Wow, 16 people died in this house.
Hoping we'll be able to answer some questions of our neighbors and employees.
Is anybody from the Rowan family here?
We have a whole family of people who passed away.
We were told that there was a female figure that's been seen looking out the window.
Is that a knockout hunt?
So I'm psyched about this, man. The old Lake County Jail and Sheriff's House. This place was built in 1882 and it housed some notorious gangsters and mobsters. John Dillinger was actually here. Yeah, you're looking at public enemy #1 there. And also James Sammons, who was Al Capone's main hitman.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And there's just a lot of different claims that seem to be going on there that a lot of people believe might be associated with those people.
This place seems pretty cool. You know, a lot of history and a lot of different claims. Shadow figures, voices, orbs, people being touched. Women particularly feeling danger in this place. They're pushed into cells, dragged into cells.
It's really neat also because you're going to this jail and you as an ex-officer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I loved police work. Just having that extra set of investigation skills, I feel like it's helped me tremendously in this field and will probably help me tonight in this investigation.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be wild. Let's talk with Jim, find out what's going on.
Taps case, Old Lake County Jail, Crown Point, Indiana.
Hi, Jim.
Yes. Welcome to Crown Point.
Jason.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Emerson.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having us out.
Glad to have you.
This is cool, right? From more of a living situation straight into
Straight into the jail.
a jail.
That thick wall is the only thing that separated the family from public enemy #1.
Jeez.
The Old Lake County Jail originally had 10 cells, plus the attached sheriff's home.
There was a law in Indiana that required the sheriff to live in or next to the jail.
For over 70 years, various sheriff's families lived in the adjoining home until it closed in the 1970s. The building was expanded in 1908, and by 1928 had 150 cells. Some of the most famous gangsters and mobsters of the time made their way through these cells.
You know, it was a gangland type area back in the 30s. We're close to Chicago, and we had a lot of criminal element.
Yeah.
Dillinger, Sammons, and Youngblood. Those are the worst of the worst, but there were many others over time, probably too numerous to mention.
John Dillinger, public enemy #1, was captured and brought into the jail in January of 1934, which was well publicized in the newspapers. He was housed on the first floor in the cell next to another infamous gangster, Herbert Youngblood, and in the same cell that James First Sammons, Capone's hitman, had occupied the year before. On March 3rd, 1934, both Dillinger and Youngblood made headlines again when they escaped from the jail, which up until then was thought to be escape-proof.
Dillinger went back up to Chicago and they robbed a couple more banks, and then he was killed on July 22nd of 34.
The building operated until the 1970s, and then in 1987, restoration began.
My father-in-law and my late wife decided we were going to volunteer to preserve it, and we decided that we were going to work on the tunnel going back to Dillinger's cell block and the cell block itself. Some of the doors were locked since 1974. It was just this last year that we finally got those doors open.
Now, we hear there's also a lot of paranormal activity that goes on here.
I've heard it many times by people who've taken tours.
What are some of the things you've been hearing? I mean, we know that women tend to feel a little uneasy in certain areas, people being sort of...
I've heard that a policeman saw an image that he chased and it disappeared. High energy in the Dillinger cell block area.
We were just kind of sitting there talking, and all of us noticed a dark shadow moving across the wall, across the floor.
Now, we've heard people have also been pulled into cells.
I've heard that also. They've been pulled in or pushed in.
Yeah.
People will be walking down the tunnel and feel an elbow in their back.
One day, I thought I saw something in the back of the cell, so I moved closer to look to see what it was, and it was just as if somebody reached out and grabbed the side of my hip and just pinched.
So some of the activity sounds a little more aggressive with things like pulling into the cells.
I would say so.
All right.
Other claims include hearing voices, uneasy feelings and anxiety, metal banging sounds, and several people have reported seeing orbs.
In the walkway around the cell block, an orb appeared. It was free-floating. It wasn't on the wall or on the ceiling. And it came towards us and did a zigzag pattern and shot off to the left, and it did that twice.
It's believed that some of the activity could be caused from the inmates who were killed, committed suicide, or went insane. Strangely, in the attached sheriff's home, there have also been the sounds of a baby crying, as well as a woman's high-heel footsteps.
What are you mainly hoping that we're able to accomplish here?
Well, you know, we're thinking about a law enforcement museum, probably on the second floor. And I think with all these cells that we've opened up, I think we're getting more spirits. And,
So it might be feeding the energy and
yeah,
making these...
I think so. That's what seems to be happening. So we'd like you fellows to come in and see what you can find. And, you know, if we can find out what these spirits are, where they are, and maybe even who they are.
Well, we're excited about this. We're going to go talk to our crew. We're going to do the best we can for you tonight.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you
very
for your
much.
time, sir.
Thanks, Jim.
You
I
bet.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Nice to see you.
So we just got done talking with Jim here at the Old Lake County Jail. And at one point, Jim was a total skeptic, but over the years, he's very much become a believer of things going on here. He's not sure if it's attached to some of the inmates that were here. Think of the amount of energy that was left from their time here.
All right, so I'm placing this camera here on the first floor, and the goal is to try to capture any activity in this hallway and the shadow figures that have been seen just above here on the various landings.
There are a few things that are unique about this location. One is the personal connection here. We have Jim's father-in-law, Jack, who actually worked for the prison for 30 years and is the oldest living retired sheriff's deputy. And we also have a bunch of names of people that stayed in certain cells, and we can try to interact with them. I was a police officer, and here, you know, we have a jail. So that could give me some common ground with former inmates that have stayed here.
So we're setting up this camera here for the tunnel. There's claims having shadows, so we're trying to debunk anything that we can from this camera.
All right, let's tilt down, keep going, pan right a little bit. All right, I like it.
All right, Dave.
All right.
Look at this.
Yes, sir.
6 cameras?
Nice. 6 cameras.
Those are great angles. I think we're good.
All right, yeah.
We're covered.
Let's get the lights out and start investigating. Awesome. All right, let's do this.
Cool.
Good job.
All right, this is Dustin and Sherry. We are in the cells on the back end of the first floor. So we'd like to address any of the inmates that may still be here, any of the guards. We're just trying to document your presence. Just curious as to who you are, why you choose to come here. I'm Dustin, this here is Sherry. How was your treatment while you were here? We know there's a lot of reports. Apparently, a lot of you guys like to get a little handsy with some of the ladies that come through here. And Sherry's in here with me tonight. She's a pretty tough cookie for a girl of small stature.
You can respectfully pull my hair and touch me appropriately.
Let us hear your voice. Let us feel your presence here.
Let's do it.
Hello?
Anybody in here would like to talk with us? My friend Steve here is a police officer.
I know what you might be going through in here.
Or what you might be going through in here could be related to the profession that he's in. Could be his fault.
Steve, that clanking noise people claim to hear. Do you hear it? What's that? Boom, boom.
Mr. Sammons?
I heard it.
Yep.
I heard the clanking.
And it was coming from over here.
Yeah, it was like a quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
Sound like movement.
Oh, wow, that was loud, Jay. That was really loud.
Sound like movement.
Oh, wow. That was loud, Jay. That was really loud.
Hello? Even though I was in...
Did you just hear like a walking, like a...
Well, I heard a walking sound.
boom, boom.
I stopped back there because it sounded like somebody walking behind us.
I heard like a boom, boom.
Even though I was a police officer, I'm not here to judge you. I actually want to know how I can help you.
So what do you think, KJ? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, this is a great place. I'm really digging it.
So this is the tunnel that leads to John Dillinger's jail cell.
Yeah, I guess it's just a connection, huh?
And they've seen shadow figures darting back and forth. And I'm just wondering if there's something naturally occurring that's creating these shadows.
We're looking for anyone that might have known John Dillinger.
I know the name Youngblood, too. He was pretty famous back then as well.
Now, we were told that some of you like to interact with the ladies. We were hoping that you'd be willing to interact with us as well. Maybe tell us why you're still here.
You know, I think these doors all work still.
They do, yeah. There's a lever down there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're gonna open this bad boy for you, okay? Here we go. Can you step forward for us? You're free. We kept up our end of the bargain. Now it's time for you to step forward and talk to us, please.
It definitely sounds like something going on. You hear that?
Mm-hmm. Like movement.
You're moving, yeah. Good.
So this is Sam and Sherry headed upstairs in the sheriff's house of Old Lake County. This is really cool. I haven't been up here yet.
Yeah, no.
So we're actually on the side of the building that is the sheriff's home. And from up here, they hear a baby crying on this floor. Obviously, there's no baby. But they also, from downstairs, hear Footsteps, high heel footsteps, walking around. They walk down the staircase and just out the front door.
Is there anybody here? My name is Sherry, and this is Sam, and we're here to see if there's anybody that can help us.
Jim Emerson asked us to come out. He thought maybe you would want to talk to us.
He said he saw a few people walking around here. When he went to go and try to find you, he couldn't find you. Can you tell us who you are, what your name is? Are you upset that they're trying to make this jail into a museum?
All right, so this is John Dillinger's cell.
All right, so we know we have, Dillinger, all these people.
Youngblood.
All right here.
Do you know the name Dillinger? Have you heard of him? Or Youngblood?
Or even Mr. Salmons. But if they're not here, anybody that's here, we'd like to talk to. I don't know if you're innocent or guilty, but I'd still like to talk to you. If you're strong enough to grab a woman, why can't you grab me and try to pull me into the cell? I'll make a deal with you, and this is true, I'll do this. If you touch me or grab me, I'll stay in that cell all night with you. I won't leave until the sun comes up. If you want somebody here with you to talk to, or to let some of your aggression out, grab me, pull me into your cell. I'll stay here all night.
That sounds like boom, boom.
Well, I'll go down there.
Yeah, just
and
take
if
a
you
look.
hear it, tell me, and I'll let you know right here. Could you make that noise again?
Whoa, what's that?
Oh. Could you make that noise again?
Whoa, what's that?
Oh, it's this window.
It is the window?
Yep. Hear that?
Yeah. All right, so it's the window.
Yep. It's the window. So between the rope and the window, on this level, it's got to be what they're hearing.
Yeah.
This is Sam and KJ on the 3rd floor of Old Lake County. This is solitary confinement area.
Nothing more creepy than a hallway with a bunch of dark-ass rooms where anything could be hiding. This is a place that housed criminals. Some of them with violent crimes, and so, we gotta be careful about what spirits are interacting with us and how. If there's anybody here with us right now, you have the ability to try to communicate with us, whether it be verbally or through knocking sounds or moving objects. We would appreciate it if you would help us out this evening.
Maybe there's some gentlemen who would like to grope women. I would prefer not to be touched inappropriately, but if for some reason you feel like you need to touch me, then you can tug on my hair or my jacket. But we need to have a line of respect. There's no warden, there's no sheriff.
Hang on, let's go check that out.
Sherry and Dustin to all the other teams. Just want to see anybody just drop anything or make a loud banging sound?
Hey, Dustin, you copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you. Did you drop anything or make a loud banging sound or anything?
No, we didn't, but your timing was perfect. We just heard what sounded like a car on the outside of the building going over something in the road.
All right, 10-4. Thanks, brother.
Copy.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
I'm sitting out here in the Yukon, and
There's no car that went by going over anything.
Really?
Yep, I'm sitting in the Yukon right in front of the building, so just a heads up.
You know, because Sam and I are up here on the 3rd floor, and to us, it sounded like it was in this room with us, but we were figuring maybe it was just a car outside.
I'm looking at the alley that runs along the side of the building and the front of it. There was nothing here.
Great, well, that makes it way more interesting then. Thanks a lot. Wow, that was really cool. That actually makes it way more interesting.
Hey, Steve, meet me back up on the 3rd floor. Sam and KJ heard some noises up there, too. Okay.
Something just, I'll look at a minute, about 5 minutes in. Looks like something on the thermal just out of the side of it. Some more cells over here, too. Saw you in there, too. I was just over there and coming through. It's like something, but it was quick. It was like right out of the left side, so hang on.
Oh, there was a little blip.
It was just boom.
Almost like it's there, but you move by it or it moves by you. And you know what makes it even a little more interesting to me is that they're claiming to see orbs up here, and then you got this thermal blast. What could be like a spherical blast of energy like that?
Oh, I hear you.
We're gonna have to take a closer look at that during analysis.
All right, gang, it's been a long night. Sun's gonna be up soon. Let's wrap up. Nice job, everybody.
We just wrapped the investigation here at the Old Lake County Jail. It's been a really interesting night. Whether it's the sounds of somebody shuffling their feet, dragging their feet, things falling, and I'm hoping that we're able to find out some of these answers that Jim was looking for and just help him out. This place means a lot to him. His deceased wife, it was a very important place for her as well. So we're gonna try to figure out what's going on and just give him as many answers as we can.
All right, guys, so Old Lake County Jail. Honestly, one of the coolest locations I've been to in a while.
Definitely.
But as far as the case, I know Jay and Steve got a thermal hit, because we have it right here. Oh, that was it.
That right there, yep.
It's very quick.
Very fast, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's throwing a pretty hot signature.
And it doesn't seem natural. It's not like your father's like finger hitting, like you would see it come on and off. This thing's just like that.
Interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And this was KJ and Sherry, and you guys are on the 2nd floor.
Okay.
And KJ, you were talking about how small the rooms were.
Yeah.
And I think we got a response to
Really?
what you said.
Whoever had those cells must have been like royalty. They're really small cells in here. What?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Chills, man.
Oh, that's creepy.
Our client, Jim, called taps to the Old Lake County Jail in Crown Point, Indiana to find out whether or not the recent renovations have stirred up the paranormal activity from the prisoners who died at one of the country's most famous jails. I've sent Steve and Sam to show them what we uncovered.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
We're glad to have you back. We're anxious to see what you found.
This place, I mean, I don't have to tell you, is amazing. Just a really interesting case for us. This first clip here, Jason and I, we're on the 3rd floor, and Jason heard a voice.
I heard something there. I can't tell what it was.
When we listen to it, it sounds like it says "get out."
Interesting.
This piece, we're on the 3rd floor, and all of a sudden, we got a blip on the thermal. And it's just for a second.
Wow.
See that?
What was that? That was kind of different.
What it is hard to tell. We're not ready to say this is something ghostly, but it is unexplained. This is actually the last clip we have to play for you, but it's pretty awesome.
So this piece is KJ and Sherry, and they are on the second floor where the day room is. And KJ's making comment of the cells and their size and what they look like. And there seems to be something that's said.
Whoever had those cells must have been like royalty. They're really small cells.
Oh. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
It sounds like, tell me about it.
Cells.
Oh. Yeah. Tell me about it.
Small cells.
Oh.
What was interesting to us is you see the other investigator in the hallway and you see that her mouth is not moving.
They're really small cells.
Oh. Oh.
So it's not her saying it, and it's obviously not KJ because it's not his voice.
Oh. Yeah. Very definite.
Were there ever women prisoners here? Were there ever?
1882, they had 10 cells, 6 for men and 4 for women.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That makes this piece quite a bit more substantial.
I've always been somewhat skeptical of the paranormal.
Sure.
But this is very interesting what you found.
We didn't come across anything malicious, anything that we thought would be a danger to anybody. I would look at it more like living history. It's something you could be here and experience.
Okay, excellent.
This was quite a treat. The building is gorgeous. The history, it really is awesome.
Glad to have you back anytime.
Good. Well, let's get out of here.
Taps came in and told us that there was nothing really malicious, and that's very satisfying to us. And I think my late wife would be extremely happy with what's happened with the jail over the last few years. And I think she'd be extremely pleased that the activity that we've experienced in the jail won't really alter what we do going forward.
That went really good. Jim was excited.
He was. I mean, we brought him some really good evidence. I was really excited to.
Yeah, I thought that was a great case.
I'm happy with it.
Low five. On to the next, right?
Yes.
So my old Kentucky home state park.
Yeah, Matthew, he's called us out. He's a little apprehensive.
And he's rather new in his position. And, you know, he's heard all the claims, so he's a little concerned about it. The place has had a pretty tragic history.
Yeah.
In 1833, Senator John Rowan and his wife Anne suffered the loss of 8 family members and 8 servants to cholera. All of these deaths could be the reason there have been reports of phenomena here.
They're having a lot of different experiences. They're claiming to see a shadowy figure come down the stairs. They're claiming to see some children playing. I'm excited to get over there.
I am too.
Let's do it.
Taps case, my old Kentucky home, Bardstown, Kentucky.
Hey, how are you? I'm Jason.
Good to meet you.
Sir, how are you doing?
Very well.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Dave. Pleasure.
Thanks for having us out. So what's some of the history?
The oldest part of the house was built in 1795. John Rowan and his wife, Ann Lytle, constructed the rear portion of the house. A few years later, in 1818, they added this portion of the mansion that we're standing in now. Mostly, my old Kentucky home is just known for the writing of the Stephen Foster song, which has become fairly well world-renowned.
Now, in terms of the family that built the home, we understand there have been some deaths that have happened.
One of the most memorable events, as far as the house's history is concerned, was a bout of cholera. 8 family members passed away, and also 8 enslaved servants.
So 16 people total, and that was in the house?
Yes.
Wow.
The 8 infected family members and 8 infected slaves were all quarantined together in the dining room of the home. They all died within 24 hours. But tragedy remained in the Rowan home, and in 1855, John Rowan's son, John Rowan Jr., died when he fell out of the upstairs window while looking after his daughter, Madge. John Jr.'s wife, Rebecca, died in the home in 1897.
So now we hear that there seems to be a lot of paranormal claims that...
There are. During the early morning hours at around 4 a.m., the alarms in the house have been going off. They're mostly motion sensor alarms.
Okay.
Also, we have neighbors who have various sightings, apparitions they claim they've seen.
I take a walk every evening over here, and I just happened to look up at the stairwell window, and there was a lady standing there. And she looked at me and smiled, and I looked at her and smiled and waved and just went on. But I can tell you it was a woman in period dress and had a white-type cap on her head.
Another sighting of the apparition in the upstairs bedroom that belonged to John Rowan Sr.
All right.
And then on the second floor, there's the children's bedroom. A lot of our employees have said from time to time they hear the laughter of children coming from those areas.
In the children's room on the second floor, one doll frequently moves around, possibly by the spirit of one of the deceased Rowan children. Across the hall on the second floor is Rebecca's old room, and the sheets on her bed move as if somebody is sitting there. And in the dining room, where the 16 cholera victims were quarantined, another apparition has been seen.
I came through the dining room, and I opened the door. I seen a figure go up the stairs, you know, and it kind of spooked me, so I kind of went back out.
All right, so what are you hoping that we're able to accomplish here, then?
It has been escalating. Hoping we'll be able to better understand exactly what's happening here and also answer some questions of our neighbors and employees.
All right, yeah, we'll go talk to the team from here and start figuring out how to set up and everything. But
all right,
thank you very much.
I appreciate your help.
We'll talk to you soon.
Very much.
Matthew. So we just got done talking with Matthew about a lot of the claims that are going on over here at my old Kentucky home. He's talking about people seeing what appears to be male and female spirits, looking out windows and just randomly disappearing, children playing on different floors throughout the house, just multiple things that people have experienced throughout the years. And he's wondering what's going on, if we're able to come up with some answers, try to figure some things out.
All right, so this is the children's room, and the main claim here is that the little doll apparently moves around the place. So we're gonna have the camera here all night. If the doll moves, it'll be creepy, but at least we'll capture it.
Right there, perfect.
One thing that's really unique about this property is 16 people died inside of cholera. And out of those 16 people, 8 of them were actual family members. And we're really going to be able to use that to our advantage in tonight's investigation.
So we're setting this camera up. There's a claim that they see people looking through windows, you know, so we're going to set up the camera to see if we can actually see this apparition and kind of get a view of the whole house.
And lift slow. Okay, lock it down. Perfect. All right, guys, it's all cameras.
Hey, Teo.
Hey, guys.
All right.
All right.
We got some cameras here.
Yes, we do. We have 6 cameras total, including a GoPro.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. I say get the lights out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be dark soon.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Good job.
All right, thank you.
So this is KJ and Sherry. We are on the 3rd floor at my old Kentucky home. And this is the attic. Is there a member of the Rowan family still residing here? We mean you no harm. We come here in peace. We're trying to figure out why you're still here. We're very sorry to hear about the deaths of your family members. We want you to know that no one suffers from cholera anymore. We were told that there was a female figure that's been seen standing on one of the landings of the staircase, looking out the window. Is that perhaps Rebecca? Was that a door?
Yeah.
We were told that there was a female figure that's been seen standing on one of the landings of the staircase, looking out the window. Is that perhaps Rebecca? We're hoping that we're showing you as much respect as we possibly can. Was that a door?
Yeah.
Are you the woman that they see walking the stairs, looking out the window? What are you looking for?
So Rebecca was married to Junior.
Junior fell out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the floor with all the bedrooms.
Yes.
We have a whole family of people who passed away. So we're not really sure who you are.
Are you part of the Rowan family?
Dave and I are in Rebecca's room, and the claim in the room specifically has to do with that imprint that shows up as if somebody was just sitting on the bed. So we're gonna see if we can talk to Rebecca or anybody else who wants to listen, but I put the EMF on the bed, and if you see, it's just at 0.0 right now, and there's no EMF reading in this room. So maybe somebody will sit there, maybe somebody will touch it, and we can have some communication. It's a fluffy bed, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, imprints kind of stay a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's already wavy. It already looks like it has imprints in it.
Yeah.
And just like anything, you fix the bed, and you see it one way and you leave. It takes time for it to settle. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if you straighten out the blanket, it's kind of poofy, but then like this indent, like it goes back
exactly. And think about a tour, filing through, and there's someone who just wants to sit down for a second. They sit down and they catch up with the group. Especially old people. You know, there's no place you could really sit down in this whole area. All right, Rebecca. We'll see you later.
Right now we're on the first floor, and this room right here that we're about to go into is the dining room where all of the Rowan family members were quarantined and possibly died. And we have the names of these people. So this is a really good room for us to try to establish some kind of communication.
Hello? Is anybody from the Rowan family here?
I have here all their names right here. 3 Williams and 2 Marys.
William, Mary? Are any of you here? Would you like to talk to us?
What's that knocking sound? Could have been wood board.
Well, they're right there. See that?
Oh, maybe, possibly.
Mary Jane? Elizabeth? We're looking for anybody in the Rowan family. We know when you passed away, you were very uncomfortable. All of you.
Can you imagine? He lost 8 people.
It's terrible.
Man, talk about your whole world just...
All of your closest family dying of the same disease. All 8 of them at the same time.
Do you have anything you'd like to share?
Are there any slaves of the Rowan family here? We know that 8 of you died as well.
Okay, so right now, Dustin and I, we're in the children's bedroom. There's a doll that's in here that supposedly moves on its own. So we have a full spectrum camera in here getting the whole area, and Dustin and I right now are gonna investigate the claim. So it's this doll, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Of course it is. Of course. It's the creepy doll.
Well, the other 2 in the crib aren't much less creepy, but...
I know some people are, like, deathly afraid of him.
Yeah. She's got a face of, like, an old lady.
Yeah, I was just...
She doesn't look like a baby. She looks like a grandmother.
She does. A very small grandmother.
She looks like stern, like she's not going to let you have cookies.
So children used to be in here, and that's, you know, I guess that's the theory of why the doll keeps moving.
Why the doll moves around. So if John Rowan, when John Jr.'s here, maybe his daughter Madge, you know, people told us that maybe this doll has been able to move. Maybe you're the one that's moving the doll. Maybe you're not even a member of the Rowan family. Maybe this doll belonged to you.
Are you a child?
We know that communication can be very difficult where you are, where we are right now. Were you one of the victims that became ill from cholera and passed away here?
If you hear your name, try your best to let us know that it's you. Mary Jane Rowan Steele, are you here? William Steele, are you here? Is that a knock outside? Mary Jane Rowan Steele, are you here? William Steele, are you here? It's a knock outside.
It sounded like it was in the hallway, or?
Yeah.
Which name were you saying?
William Steele.
William, if you're out here, if you can make that knocking sound again.
Hey, team, it's late. Let's get these lights on. It's time to wrap. So we just wrapped the investigation here at my old Kentucky home, and it's been a rather quiet night. Hopefully something turns up in the evidence, but no matter what, we're going to try to come up with some answers for Matthew and the rest of the people here who have had these experiences and are looking for answers. We're here to help, and the bottom line, that's what we're going to do.
My old Kentucky home state park called in taps because they wanted to know if anything paranormal could be behind the strange occurrences that are taking place there. We've gone through our evidence and are back to tell our client, Matthew, what we found.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Sir, good to see you. All right, so you gave us full access to the property, and we were looking for everything from apparitions of a female looking out the window, sound of children playing, things of that nature.
That's right.
We set up equipment everywhere, and to be completely honest with you, we didn't get many first-hand experiences.
But we do have some things to show you. At one point, Steve and I, we were investigating. We're upstairs in the attic, walking around. And when I came around the corner, there was a weird, deep, just breath that sounded like somebody breathed in and exhaled. Hear that breath?
That's very interesting.
This is two of our investigators, my daughter Samantha and Dave Tango, another investigator. Initially, when Steve and I watched this, we thought that it was the bed making the sound, but there's a voice that happens again while they're in there.
It's already wavy. It already looks like it has imprints in it.
Yeah.
Boom, you hear that
And just
voice?
like anything, you fix the bed.
Yeah.
Now, she pushes hard on the bed and then, lifts her hand up and she moves it and then goes back and barely touches the bed, and that's when the voice happens.
Yeah.
So that's why initially we thought that the bed was creaking, but it doesn't seem to be anything to do with the bed.
We've been most interested in what's happening at 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning, which is when our alarm goes off in the home.
One thing we did notice, there definitely seems to be a lot of bat activity. And during analysis, we found that one of our cameras did back this up. So that could possibly be explaining the motion sensors going off. The activity that you guys are claiming to have, I don't think it sounds threatening by any means, because most of it seems that it's not interacting, it's just doing its own thing. That would be a residual type haunt. But nothing that's gonna make us sit here and say, yeah, definitely we caught something, the place is haunted.
Yeah, that's great information, I appreciate it.
If the activity picks up, we'd love to come back and check it out and again, see what we're able to catch and go from there. But we really appreciate you opening the doors for us.
Absolutely.
Been awesome.
Glad to have you at my old Kentucky home.
Thank you, sir, very much.
All right, well, we'll get out of
here. Thank you. Taps told us today that my old Kentucky home was probably not haunted. However, I think it's great that if there are spirits here, we're happy that they're at least not aggressive.
Well, you know what? I think that went well. We didn't really have any proof to support their claims, to be honest.
No. I mean, the little experiences we did.
There was just a flash on that wall over there.
On this episode of Ghost Hunters.
The inn at Aberdeen, it was part of the Underground Railroad. They've come across a young girl named Angel.
The little girl was talking about the house like she knew everything about it.
There was a little girl associated with the family who passed away.
We're looking for any members of the Ritter family that might still be here.
We've had enough different things happen. It's kind of like, is this for real?
Did you hear that?
And later.
Jailhouse Pizza in Brandenburg, Kentucky.
It used to be a jailhouse, and now it's a pizza parlor. They're claiming to see an African-American male in there.
I was walking down the hallway, I looked up, and all I seen was a dark figure, about 6 foot tall.
Is there someone here named James Ross?
I've got 2 little girls, and my oldest was in the cell on this floor here. When she tried to get out, it was like something was holding the door shut.
Can you close this cell door?
What you looking at?
What the?
April 9th, 1865 marked the end of the Civil War and one of the darkest periods in American history. Now, 150 years later, TAPS is heading to Valparaiso, Indiana, to investigate disturbing claims of paranormal activity at a former stop along the Underground Railroad.
The inn at Aberdeen, it was part of the Underground Railroad.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's an old building.
We're coming to investigate this place on the 150th anniversary of when the Civil War ended.
Right.
I know the owner, John, is wondering if a lot of the activity is due to it being the 150th anniversary. If so, then we're here at the perfect day of it.
Sounds like a cool case, you know?
You know, just the mere fact of the connection with the date and everything is great. The type of activity that they have going on, doors opening and closing, some of the spirits that people are seeing, is it connected to the Underground Railroad? Is it connected to the original family? They've come across a young girl named Angel.
Kind of feel like anytime we do a case where you deal with the spirit of a child, you know, just being a father and everything, having a little girl, it's always very difficult, I find, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it should be good.
Yeah, let's get over there.
TAPS case, the Inn at Aberdeen, Valparaiso, Indiana.
John?
Hello, how are you?
I'm Steve.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Steve.
meet you.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Hey, Jason. Welcome to the Inn at Aberdeen.
Thanks for having us. This place is great.
So what's some of the history here?
We don't know exactly when the house was built, but we do know that the deeds were recorded in 1857.
In the mid-1800s, the house was purchased by the Ritter family. It's believed that the Ritters were involved in the Underground Railroad and that this former home was but one stop along the path to freedom for many runaway slaves. The house changed hands several times throughout the 1900s and was eventually purchased and renovated by John. It opened as the Inn at Aberdeen in 1995.
This doorway here was the north end of the original house. Everything to that side then is the original house.
Almost immediately after opening, visitors to the inn began reporting strange occurrences. Many of those reports center around the apparition of a young girl who is frequently seen on the main staircase.
My whole family came and had dinner, and my grandson started talking, and we said, come on, it's time to go. And he said, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay and play with the little girl. She's right there. We all looked around, and it's like, there's no little girl. This is really freaky. We have to go.
The same young girl has also been seen with another apparition.
It was a bad stormy night, and one staff person thought an older woman and a young child came in, and the little girl was talking about the house like she knew everything about it. And then they got up and left. So he goes running out the door to catch them. They're gone. They just disappeared into the night.
Do you have any idea how many people may have passed away, you know, here or on the grounds?
Okay, the only ones that are recorded is that Ritter's wife and a young daughter.
Now, is that the young girl that some people believe that they've seen?
Yeah, they've coined the name Angel for some reason.
Staff at the inn have reported mysterious banging sounds and objects that are misplaced. Many feel like something or someone is playing games with them, possibly the little girl, Angel.
I was in the laundry room, and I took the last basket of laundry to all the different linen closets and put everything away. And when I came back to the laundry room to put my basket away and lock up, there was a new sheet sitting on a chair, and it actually stopped me in my tracks when I saw it.
In the Aberdeen suite, which is the home's original master bedroom, visitors and staff report that the door opens and closes on its own, and the fireplace spontaneously ignites. In the hallways and guest rooms on the lower level, visitors report hearing someone screaming and seeing a large shadow figure lurking about.
What are you mainly hoping we're able to accomplish here?
We've had enough different things in enough different rooms happen that it's kind of like, is this for real? Is it the Ritter family? And why are they still here?
Well, then from here, we'll go talk to our crew and start figuring out how to set up.
Sounds good.
Appreciate the time. So we just met up with John, who's the owner of the Inn at Aberdeen, and he was filling us in about a lot of the claims that seem to be going on here. It being the 150th year anniversary of the end of the Civil War, and this place being so connected to it, it very possibly could have something to do with that. The slaves that would come through here must have left some sort of impression with the energy being left here of just constantly being in fear of your life and your safety and things of that nature. So I'm excited about really getting in there, checking out what's going on, and seeing how we're able to help out John and the rest of the staff here.
Let's pan left. Right there.
I'm on the first floor of the Inn at Aberdeen, and I'm at the very end of this hallway where they say they see some apparitions, some shadows, and at times they've been accompanied by screaming. So I'm just going to point it down the hallway at all the doors and see if we can catch some of those tonight.
Knock it down.
All right, Jersey, we're all set here.
We all set?
All right. Yep, we're all set.
All right, Tango.
We have 6 cameras. We have the fireplace right here. I wanted this to be thermal, so we can see any type of activity with the fireplace. Right here, this is where the little girl has been seen, also where that little boy was talking to the little girl, supposedly.
Good job.
All right.
Keep the lights out.
All right.
This is Sam and KJ on the 3rd floor of the Inn at Aberdeen.
A lot of people think that it's the spirit of the little girl that's been seen in the house that is the one that's kind of playing tricks on people that are through here.
Is there a little girl here who answers to the name Angel?
If you're here with us right now, could you let us know?
There was a little girl associated with the family who passed away when she was 4, and her name was Grace.
You know, my daughter's name is Isabella. We have a lot of nicknames for her at our house. We're wondering if Angel is your nickname or if it's your real name. Angel.
This is Stephen Tango in the lobby of the Inn at Aberdeen.
All right, so we're in the news section here. This is where they claim to see that little girl.
Right here. It sounded like multiple people see her.
One thing that's interesting, though, is if a little girl is seen here on the staircase, you know, I mean, that shows intelligence. Because this part of the house is an addition, and the original part was built in the 1850s. If she was just residual, she wouldn't go up the staircase.
Right.
So that does mean we might be able to communicate with her.
Is there a little girl here?
Do all these people in the house scare you?
Hello?
This is Sam and Sherry on the lower level of the Inn at Aberdeen, heading into the Glamis suite.
Now this is where the lady came out and saw the shadow.
Yeah, she was in that room and she heard screaming, but she came out and there was obviously nobody yelling, and there was just this dark shadow. It didn't look male, it didn't look female, it was just a dark shadow.
Do a sweep real quick.
I don't mean to startle you by being here in the middle of the night, but John asked us to come out here. There may be a connection to the Underground Railroad here. And I want you to know I have a piece of equipment right there on the table. So I ask that if you want to answer one of my questions, you talk right into it. Is there anyone here from the Ritter family? At one point, there was a guest who heard some screaming in the hallway. If that was you, could you scream? You need to do something to let us know that you're listening.
There was just a flash on that wall over there.
At one point, there was a guest who heard some screaming in the hallway. If that was you, could you scream? You need to do something to let us know that you're listening.
There was just a flash on that wall over there. It was right here. It came up right here, so I don't... There's just a thing, and then it went
So
away.
what happens when more cars go by?
They're not making that same thing.
So Sherry did see a light that kind of flashed up on that wall over there. And we're not really seeing an explanation for it yet. There is a road quite some ways away. But we'll wait and see, and hopefully we can come with an explanation for it. We were really hoping that if Angel was here, she felt comfortable to talk to us. As comfortable as she has talking to strangers who wander in. I'm really hoping to go back and listen to that recorder and hear your voice, okay?
So Dustin and I were watching all the cameras, but right now we're watching the thermal. We see Jay and Steve in the Aberdeen suite. The fireplace supposedly just ignites on its own, so that's why we have it as a thermal camera, so we could see any type of movement with the fire. So while they're investigating, if we're watching this and we see something, say the fireplace, it just starts to morph or look weird or different, we'll let them know, hey guys, something's going on with the fireplace, check it out. So right now that's what we're up to.
Jay and Steve in the Aberdeen suite. Let's take a look at the fireplace, because as a plumber, I've worked on these things before. And I have to be honest, it's not going to be anything with the plumbing that's going to make it ignite like that. Because this is the igniter, so you got to remove this. Now with that, let me see if this turns it up, or it's going to take a second. Can't do that and turn up. Nothing.
Oh. That's a good gas fireplace.
I don't know, man. That switch is in rough shape. Could be a faulty switch. It's not going to be something wireless because it's not a wireless setup.
Right.
And it looks like it's been hit. This metal under here is all bent.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything paranormal with this, Steve.
I agree 100%.
I think if he fixed that bent metal right there, replaced the switch, I think he'd be golden.
All right. I think we disproved that claim.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Even in the dark, you can tell by the fragrance. This is the laundry room for sure.
Oh, yes.
All right, this is Dustin and Sherry. We are in the laundry room at the inn in Aberdeen. I have a place to record it down here on the table. So the main claim out of this room is that apparently there was a spirit that manipulated some objects in here, moved a sheet that had a hole in it that was marked to be put away, and took it, and then took another sheet and brought it over to the lost and found area. They attribute a lot of these moving objects to the young girl upstairs. If there is a young lady here, a little girl, you have no reason to be afraid of us.
I have a little girl. Her name is Angelina. She's my little angel. I call her Angel all the time. If it is a little girl, is your name Angel or is it Grace?
Does this room look like something else to you? Was it used for something else when you were here? We know there could be various spirits here. This inn also has links to the Underground Railroad. Perhaps there was someone that was trying to escape. Perhaps you stayed here. Maybe something happened that perhaps you never left.
Can you tell us your name?
Okay, Steve and Dave heading into the Bannockburn suite.
You know what's really nice? And I never really connected with these, books before at the inns we do.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat down and read a bunch of the entries.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just really sweet, a lot of them. And people are just like, we got married here. This place is amazing. I mean, some of these things can really make you get a little misty-eyed, you know?
Really?
I mean, people really are just building memories in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this one. We found this place online, just looking for a unique place to stay. We couldn't have had a better time. Hope your stay is just as awesome. Love, Sarah. P.S. We saw the ghost. She's cool, don't worry.
Is there anyone from the Ritter family here? Can you please come towards the sound of my voice?
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Is there anyone from the Ritter family here? Can you please come towards the sound of my voice?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Very strange. John Ritter, are you here?
if there's anybody here with us, can you give us a sign of your presence?
Can you hear us? Hello?
Tell you, I say we hit the bedroom and see what's going on.
Cool.
Let's do that.
This is Sam and Sherry entering the laundry room in the basement of the Inn at Aberdeen. Is there anybody down here in the laundry room? You know, Sherry and I, we both have daughters. So we thought maybe you would want to talk to us. So Sherry and I came down to the laundry room and approached it as mothers of daughters, and knowing there's this girl here who likes to call herself Angel. We don't know if that is Grace, but we did bring both those names out, and we did approach it as moms and ask questions and show our concern, but also show that we're here to play and we're here to listen. Do you like to open and shut doors and talk to visitors and move sheets and things like that? You know, we're willing to talk to anybody, not just Angel.
Or maybe Grace.
Sherry has no voice today.
Yes.
So maybe you can help her out. Maybe you can talk about yourself so that she doesn't have to talk so much. Do you know who Grace is? Is there anybody down here in the laundry room? Maybe you could just let me know you're listening. You don't even have to come in the room. Maybe you can make a noise out in the hallway.
This is Jay and Steve in the Alloway Suite.
This is a cool little room.
That's like a little apartment.
Yeah. Right now we're in the newer section of the inn, and this is one of the bedrooms here. And there's no report coming from this bedroom, but there is some intelligence there. It may be able to move around into the different rooms, so we have to check all the areas out.
Hello? Just a second ago, there was a creaking floor, but I don't know if that was anything or not. It sounded like it came from in here, but... It's an old building. You move some different ways, just like this. We just stepped over here and hear it creaking over there. All right. We're looking for any members of the Ritter family that might still be here. John? Grace? Is there anyone here with us?
Steve Perry and KJ, and we are going into the main level here. We have the solarium over here as well.
The Inn at Aberdeen.
So we've got two claims. We can check out while we're here, man. Two apparitions that supposedly walked into the solarium. Then we got the young girl over here on the stairwell. And try to keep an eye on both of them since we're in the same area, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You brought that little bear with you?
Yeah.
All right, man, you want to place the bear up there?
Yes, I do.
Stair 3.
So we're going to use this teddy bear as a trigger object, and we're also going to place the audio and a REM pod right next to it. Maybe we'll catch an EVP, some kind of conversation attempt on her part as well.
As we usually do, you know, with the kids and stuff, just kind of sit down low and be as non-threatening and chill as possible. So to any spirits that are here, Perhaps this little girl? Just so you know, we're here just to try to talk with you. Apparently you talked to a little boy that was here one time.
We want you to know that both Dustin and I are daddies. And we both have young daughters. Were you here during the times of the Underground Railroad? When they used to hide people in this house? Try to get them to safety?
Could you do something so that we could see you? Is that rain? Oh, yeah. Sounds like we're in a car wash, but...
Wow. Oh, yeah, man, it's coming down like cats and dogs out there.
Cool.
Well, that might lend itself really well for our investigation because one of the claims is that during a rainstorm, the innkeeper saw a woman and a young girl.
Cage.
We got REM pod action.
Cage. Is that rain?
Oh, yeah, man, it's coming down like cats and dogs out there.
Cool.
Well, that might lend itself really well for our investigation because one of the claims is that during a rainstorm, the innkeeper saw a woman and a young girl.
Cage.
We got REM pod action.
Cage.
Yeah.
If that was you, whoever you were, if you were the young girl or another spirit, if you moved close to that REM pod, I ask you to please do it again.
There it goes again. Okay, more REM pod.
Casey and I were trying to talk to this girl, and all of a sudden, just boom, like the clouds open up and just rain comes pouring down. It seemed as the rain was intensifying. The REM pod interaction was intensifying. I'm just going to place this over here, okay? Just to keep an eye on this thing. I'm kind of hoping that, being a father and having a connection, with my daughter maybe has somehow made it possible for me to have a connection with this young girl here.
Hey guys, let's get the lights on. It's time to wrap. So we just wrapped the investigation here at the Inn at Aberdeen, and it's been a relatively quiet night, but I think we were able to come up with some answers for the fireplace and possibly some other things that are going on. John's wondering, is it possibly some of the people who used to reside in the house? Is it attached to this Underground Railroad that this house used to be a part of? You never truly know what you have until you go through the evidence. But I'm hoping that we're able to figure some of these things out and just bring him some of those answers that he needs. TAPS was called to Valparaiso, Indiana to investigate claims of paranormal activity at the Inn at Aberdeen. I wasn't able to be there for the reveal.
Hi, John.
Well, hi. How you doing?
How are you doing?
Good.
Good to see you again.
So Sam and Steve are meeting with our client, John Johnson, to show him what we found.
So we came and we set up a tremendous amount of equipment. One thing that we have is a little stuffed bear, and we put that on the stairs with a little girl supposedly seen. See if maybe she may come by it.
Nice.
You gave us names to go on, which was great that you had Angel. I know myself and a few other investigators used the fact that we're parents and we have young daughters, that we're close to Grace's age. So we definitely tried to connect on that basis and try to make that relationship there.
We did try to disprove some of the claims. One thing with the fireplace that fires off on its own, we did notice underneath the mechanism seems to be a little loose. Maybe try to replace that unit there and see if that doesn't stop that from happening.
Alrighty.
We did come across one piece of evidence that sort of has kept us, with our eyebrows raised a bit.
Okay.
But I'm going to play this piece for you and get your interpretation.
Okay.
This is my dad and Steve, and they're in the Aberdeen suite.
I'll take a listen there. Did you hear those? Those voices?
Sure did.
We'll play them one more time for you.
I'm not sure of everything they said, but it sounded like right and something else. And
so you can hear words?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What we did find could be quite astonishing.
Right.
Everybody had a blast, and we can't thank you enough for having us.
We appreciate you coming because we had questions.
All right, and quite a treat, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Is this place haunted? I didn't believe it, but now that we've detected a voice, I'm convinced that there is somebody here, and it's probably related to the Underground Railroad.
All right, Sam, that went pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed happy.
Yep, he did. He seemed happy that we came and did a really thorough investigation. Nice job. Low five?
So this sounds like a neat case, man. It's Jailhouse Pizza in Brandenburg, Kentucky.
It used to be a jailhouse, and now it's a pizza parlor. And they have children's parties, all kinds of stuff there.
Jailhouse Pizza was one of several jails in the area that date back almost 200 years. Many of the restaurant's patrons have reported encounters with entities believed to have been people incarcerated in the 1800s, including a slave named Lucy and a man named James. Both were convicted of murder and were hanged nearby.
They're claiming to see an African-American male in there. And Kevin, one of the owners, he's really concerned that the patrons could come across something dangerous.
Yeah, man, we'll do our best.
All right, it's gonna be good. Let's do this.
Yeah, the quicker we get over there, the quicker we can start.
Tap's case, Jailhouse Pizza, Brandenburg, Kentucky.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Kevin, Tom?
Kevin, yes.
Kevin.
Nice
hey,
to meet
nice
you.
to meet you. I'm
Pleasure.
Steve.
Tom.
Steve.
Jason, nice to meet you, Kevin.
So what's some of the history of this location?
This location here was built in 1906. This is the third jail that's from this town in Brandenburg.
Built using materials from the previous jail, the old Meade County Jail was in operation from 1906 to 1974. It sits in close proximity to where the second jail once stood, and was also the site of numerous hangings.
And now you've been having claims of activity going on over here
Yeah,
for
it
a long
actually
time.
started, we were sitting in here probably a few nights before opening. The door, it started jiggling real hard. We thought somebody was trying to get into the building, so I jumped up real quick, ran over, opened the door, nobody was there. And immediately this door on this side does the exact same thing.
Employees and patrons report seeing shadow figures and tall apparitions throughout the property.
We were closing at the end of the night. I was walking down the hallway, and once I turned the corner, I looked up, and all I seen was a dark figure, about 6 foot tall. I went to see if it was a customer that got locked in when we closed. I ran around the other side. There was no one there.
In the second floor jail cells, people report hearing footsteps and voices, feeling a frightening presence, and seeing and hearing heavy cell doors close on their own. Similar claims are reported in the first floor jail cells. In fact, Tom called Taps in because of an experience his daughter Lily had in one of those cells.
My oldest, she had a birthday party down here, and some people said, you know, something's wrong with Lily. So I ran back there to see what was going on with her. And she was in the cell on this floor here. And she said when she tried to get out, it was like something was holding the door shut.
Okay. When you made it to her, were you able to open it
Came right
easily?
open. I got her outside, and she was like, something was holding me in there, Dad.
Scary.
How old was she at that time?
She was 10 at the time.
10. Okay. All right. So what are you mainly hoping that we're able to accomplish here?
So now we want to go back for my youngest daughter, Olivia's birthday party, but we don't want to leave Lily out. So that's what I was hoping maybe you guys could check it out and get some evidence.
I'd just like to see, you know, if there's any evidence behind what we think we're witnessing, and to make sure, you know, nothing's, you know, in here to hurt anybody.
Okay.
All right.
I think from here we'll go talk to the crew and start figuring out how to set up. But thank you very much.
Sounds
for your
good. I
time,
appreciate
guys.
it. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
So we just got done talking with Kevin and Tommy over here at Jailhouse Pizza, and you know, they definitely have some concerns. It can hurt or help a business depending on if a property has some sort of paranormal activity. A lot of people find it terrifying to go there. Other people find it intriguing. But they want to know. They want to know what we're able to figure out, if we're able to answer some of their questions.
Hey, Sherry, I see you there.
Let's pay left a little bit.
So in the dining room area, the main claim is that the doorknobs have been seen jiggling and moving around. So figure it's a nice big room. We're gonna put this camera here and we'll cover the whole thing.
All right, KJ.
Let's tilt up a little bit.
So we're setting up this camera here. There are claims that people would see shadow figures walking across the area. So we're going to see if we can capture any of that tonight.
You're good.
Knock it down right there.
Tango.
Hey, guys.
All right.
All right.
Look at this.
Yes, sir.
We good to go?
Yes, we are.
Well, I say let's get the lights out and get the digital recorders going and start investigating.
It'll be dark soon.
Yeah, we can hit it.
So Dave and I are on the first floor of Jailhouse Pizza, and we have these two different jail cells right here. And the second cell in the hallway is where Tommy's daughter got, closed in the cell, the door shut behind her, and she was found in the corner crying.
Let's try closing it. I want to see how easy it is for this door to close.
Is that window open? I mean, there's not much of a breeze, is there?
This window is not open.
Ooh, that was my walk.
I feel like it would go through, but I don't know. I mean,
it's a party. Did somebody shut her in there?
maybe.
I mean, did
Maybe
she
didn't
like
wanna
if
tell.
walk in? I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
would you walk in like when your friends was like, woo,
Right.
I mean, but she said she couldn't get out.
So okay, close it all the way.
Doesn't latch or anything.
I don't see you over here. Your hand could be right down here. I won't see your hand either.
Yeah.
And if she's like, get me out, get me out, get me out. And then
Yeah.
finally, like, she gets scared, she goes into the corner, and then finally her dad comes down. They could have exited that way.
Or it happened, or she
Or
got
it
closed
happened.
in a cell and somebody will shut us in a cell.
Can you close this cell door like you did on the little girl, Lily?
This is Dustin and KJ. We're heading up to the second floor of Jailhouse Pizza.
Okay, so this is where the shadow person.
Yeah, we've got shadow figure here. So I don't know if you want to, what you looking at?
What the?
We've got shadow figure here. So I don't know if you want to, what you looking at?
What the? Some kind of like, I can't tell in the dark. What is that? Oh, it's a statue.
Oh.
I looked over here and I was like, it looked like someone was standing in the corner. Solve that mystery.
Good job.
KJ and Dustin in the jail cell area.
So we're on the second floor of Jailhouse Pizza, and KJ and I are just stepping into one of the cells where they say this door closes. I'm gonna try to do a little EVP session, see if we can get anybody to talk with us.
All right, let's slide over one.
So if there are any spirits that are here tonight that can speak with us, that can hear our voice, we're here to try to communicate with you.
Is there someone here named James Ross? Are you outside this cell listening to us right now?
Stephen J., Jailhouse Pizza. Hello? All right, so these doors supposedly are jiggling as if somebody was trying to open them. It's pretty secure, but... Now you got display. Yeah, that could be just getting right down to the wind. All you gotta do is tap it lightly.
Hello? Do you remember being here? Are you a prisoner?
Hey, let's go check out the basement. Okay, all right, go ahead.
I can't go first. Like, that's instant panic attack.
Okay, here we go.
Well, everybody tells me there's a huge spider down here. I know it's just a stupid thing, but I can't. Like, it's a phobia. Everybody knows I have that phobia.
Come on down. All right, I'm looking all around for you.
Thank you. I really, am so sick of this phobia. You really have no idea. Like, I'm so over it.
Watch out for that.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so they heard voices down here. The voices could have come from outside.
You've got all these old chutes. Sound's just gonna bleed in. Oh, just heard voices from outside.
I heard like a...
For James, Steve, it was just a loud shout outside here, just so you guys know.
Perfect. I just said that to Steve. I just heard voices from outside. All right, good. Definitely shows you the sound radiates right through here.
Copy that. When we're in the van, especially when we're outside, it's always good if we hear something, if we hear a shout, if we hear a car make a weird sound in the distance or whatever, even animal sounds. We like to let the investigators who are inside know, hey guys, we just heard a really loud sound. It might have, filtered into where you are. And in this case, it did. And, Jay heard it as well. So it's good that we're out here for that reason.
All right, this is Dustin and KJ. We are down on the first floor in the main dining room, Jailhouse Pizza. Place the audio recorder down there. We're hoping to make contact with someone named Lucy. Lucy was a slave who was said to have killed her owner, and she pled not guilty to it, but they held her here, and then they took her life outside here as well as kind of a warning to other slaves not to do the same thing.
That's right. That's where the slave masters basically came for miles with their slaves to show them exactly what would happen to them.
Yeah. Horrible stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Lucy, if you're here with us, we're very sorry to hear of your fate. Hope that you're in a much better place now. And if you are the young lady whose voice is heard around here, we'd love to hear it.
Well, neither one of us knows what it's like to be a slave or to be controlled against our will. So it's hard to imagine what it would be like.
They say that you gave birth to a child, and then shortly after, they took you outside and took your life. I can't imagine how difficult that would be. If you're here tonight, Lucy, I just ask you if you could just kindly give us just one word.
This is Tango and Sherry at the main entrance of Jailhouse Pizza.
In here, the owner was closing up for the night. He was shutting down all the lights. And so while he was walking back that way, the person that was waiting for him actually said, who was that person that you were with or something? And he said, I was by myself.
Where was this other person? Was he outside?
The person was outside.
Looking in.
Waiting for the owner to leave. So the owner was walking this way, and then right behind him was somebody else that they saw.
Wait, look.
So the owner was walking this way, and then right behind him was somebody else that they saw.
Wait, look. Wait, hold on. I split into two.
Oh, wait, is that me? No.
No, that's me. My shadow splits into two.
Right, yeah.
So there's some type of light play that's going on naturally from the lamp posts far away.
Yeah.
That's the claim. They saw someone else in there, and I saw multiple me's,
God help us.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Hey guys, let's get the lights on. It's time to wrap.
So we just wrapped the investigation here at Jailhouse Pizza, and I think we've been able to come up with some answers that might help Kevin and Tommy. It's been a rather quiet night, but that doesn't mean nothing happened. It's not until we analyze the evidence later on that we'll be able to determine if we believe something to be here or not.
TAPS was called to Brandenburg, Kentucky to investigate unsettling claims of paranormal activity at Jailhouse Pizza.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good to see you again, man.
We've reviewed the evidence, and now it's time to show our clients, Kevin and Tommy, what we've discovered.
So this first piece is two of our investigators, Sherry and Dave, investigating the dining room area.
Okay.
We'll let you take a listen to it.
It's strange, like the wind would just, hit the one door and then hit the other one.
It almost sounds like it's almost singing.
Again, it's strange, like the wind would just, you know, hit the one door and then hit the other one.
It's almost like,
And it sounds like a couple things are being said.
right. Not sure what it might be, but that's interesting.
This clip here is in the same area, that main dining hall. And this is two of our investigators, KJ and Dustin.
So you came for miles with their slaves to show them exactly what would happen.
Got that one there.
Yeah. Horrible stuff.
Yeah, right there.
Can you make it out at all?
I hear it's like almost overlapped with the...
What happened to them? Yeah. Horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's saying interesting. Now take a listen.
Horrible stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Plain as day now.
Yeah, exactly, yep.
Yeah. When it comes to the claim that your daughter was sort of afraid of that jail cell and the door, you know, sticking on her, we couldn't get it to happen for us. So it's going to be one of those things where you may just have to let her know that there's nothing here that can hurt her.
I'm sure this will help her a lot.
Good.
If there's any problems, any kick-up in activity, any more concern, just let us know. We'll come back. We'll check it out again. We look forward to seeing you.
Appreciate it
again.
very much.
Thank you, man. Let us know if you need anything.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Steve.
sir.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right, come on. We'll get out of here, guys.
All right. Since Tabs has been here, I really think what they've done have helped us, especially business-wise and for our customers and for our employees. And it really just puts, you know, some stuff to rest, and everything is safe and everything is good here at Jailhouse.
The fact that they didn't find anything vicious makes me feel good. With the evidence that I got from TAPS today, I'm going to present it to Lily, and hopefully that'll help her so we can have Olivia's birthday party here.
I think that went great.
Yeah, that went really good.
We caught 2 possible EVPs. Explain us. Is that a voice? Was it a voice that you saw?
On this episode of Ghost Hunters.
Westerly Library.
They have the apparition they're seeing on the first floor. They're hearing footsteps, and they're even seeing some objects moving around.
What is that?
I have personally heard my name called. We've also had several incidents in the attic.
We heard footsteps.
We're up in the attic. We'd like you to come talk to us.
It sounded almost like a male voice.
There was a sighting of a librarian that worked here many years ago.
Sally, are you still here?
I was walking up the grand staircase, and I felt like there was someone behind me.
Do you see that, Sam?
Yeah. I'm hoping that you guys can give me some reassurance that things are safe here.
Sally, if that's you, could you come closer to us?
I just saw movement back there.
TAPS is staying local and investigating in our own backyard. We're heading to nearby Westerly, Rhode Island to look into a host of paranormal claims at the Westerly Library.
We've obviously done a lot of investigating in Rhode Island, but I feel like we haven't been here in a while. Pretty excited to be in our home turf.
I think this is going to be a great case. Just a lot of different claims that are going on. And, you know, they're truly bothered by the things that are happening there.
That's what I've heard. They have the apparition they're seeing on the first floor. They're hearing footsteps, and they're even seeing some objects moving around.
Ron over there just really wants to have us come in and check out the place and see if we're able to come up with any answers for what's going on.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's get over there and get this going.
TAPS case, Westerly Library, Westerly, Rhode Island.
Thank you.
Hey, Ron. Jason.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going, Steve?
Nice to meet you, Steve.
I'm Dave.
Good to meet you. I'm very relieved that you guys could come.
So why don't you tell us some of the history here?
Back in 1892, Stephen and Harriet Wilcox agreed to fund a memorial and library in honor of Civil War soldiers. The original building was completed in 1894.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Mr. Wilcox did not live long enough to see the opening.
Over the next 100 years, the library grew to over 50,000 square feet, and it was recently designated as Rhode Island's first literary landmark. In 1938, New England was hit by a powerful hurricane that swept away homes and killed hundreds of people. Many bodies ended up in makeshift morgues at the former Westerly High School, which stood on land which is now part of the Westerly Library and Park. Some believe these souls could be behind the strange occurrences here.
So why don't you tell us about the activity you've been experiencing?
I have personally heard my name called in an area of the building where I'm by myself.
We've heard that there's a male voice that's heard In the circulation?
At least one employee has heard a male voice. We've had a book twice now fall from a shelf in the circulation area.
Yeah, you guys have that on video, too.
I do have one of those incidents on video.
If you don't mind, we'll check it out.
It's pretty clear that it doesn't just fall. It looks like it's dropped.
Great. All right. Love to see that.
We've also had several incidents, particularly in the attic, when you know that there's no one around.
Myself and a few others decided to venture up into the attic, and we were up there and we started to get an eerie feeling. And all of a sudden, that eerie feeling started to kind of prove itself when we heard footsteps. And it was the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced. We definitely felt that whatever was up there was trying to get us out of there. I absolutely think the Westerly Library is haunted.
Also in the attic, employees report hearing voices, feeling an aggressive presence in the room with them, and seeing a ball of light suddenly appear. On the second floor, people claim to hear voices and footsteps, especially near the grand staircase.
I was walking up the grand staircase and I felt like there was someone behind me. And I thought I heard a second set of footsteps. When I got to the top of the stairs, I stepped aside and the steps continued behind me up the stairs and down the hallway. I was freaked out and kind of scooted into the staff room and I said, "Is someone there?" And I got a knock in response. There was definitely someone there.
There have also been reports of seeing shadow figures moving through the rooms and hallways, as well as some people encountering an apparition of a former employee.
It started about a year ago. There was a sighting of a librarian that worked here many years ago named Sally, and she has been seen where her old office was and on the main floor getting into the elevator.
Was that seen by the same person or by different?
Two different people.
Okay.
So they saw enough detail to know that that was actually her?
Yes.
Okay.
The basement is home to the children's section and administration offices. Claims in this area include shadow figures, apparitions, and mysterious tapping noises. The library will also be providing us with security camera footage of what has been described as a lavender mist in an area of the basement that is off limits to the public.
All right, so what are you mainly hoping we're able to accomplish for you?
I'm hoping that you guys can find out what it is that's going on and give me some reassurance that things are safe here for people, that I don't have to worry about anything happening to anyone.
Well, thank you very much for your time, man. We'll go talk to the rest of the team. It's
great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So we just got done talking with Ron about the activity that seems to be going on over here at the Westerly Library. Ron's main concern is, for people's safety, also employees who somewhat feel threatened when they're trying to close up the building. They're alone. They're a little intimidated and scared. And he wants us to see what's going on, see if we're able to come up with any answers, and try to help take away that fear. We're definitely going to try to cover as many areas as possible. It's tough with the library because you've got bookshelves and everything else, which can obstruct views. But we're excited about this investigation. I think it's going to be a good one.
All right, so we're going to set this little camera up here on the second floor of the library. And basically what we're looking for is the black shadow that comes out and goes down this hallway. And then there's also the claim of the lady that apparently goes in her office.
And let's tilt up just a slight bit.
So I set up a camera on the second floor of the Westerly Library, and I had to come back down the stairwell here behind me to go back to the truck. As I was doing so, it sounded like there was a woman whispering. I heard two words, not sure what they were, but it sounded like two words right over my shoulder. Came around the corner here to make sure there was no one else here, and Sherry was here setting up a camera, but she said she wasn't talking or saying anything. So interesting start to the night.
Just turn up a little bit. A little more. Right there. All right, all 7 cameras are up.
Yo. Tango.
Yes, all right.
We good?
We are good.
Let's get the lights out and start investigating.
Good job, Dave.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Jay and Steve on our way up to the attic at Westerly Library.
What's that noise? It's like a fan or something?
Yeah. So in here, they have the balls of light, light anomalies.
Right.
Light that appeared under the chair. And I see a window, but the problem is, the street's going that way. You have a parking garage there.
Yeah, but would the headlights come up that
It would light
high?
up here, but
Right.
it's not like it would appear under a chair.
But it could shoot up and hit that reflective.
Well, here,
and
like
come
I've
down
got this on me, so.
I'll take a look and see if anything shines over here. I'm seeing shadows and light play, but nothing that looks like a ball of light on a chair.
No.
We're up in the attic. We'd like you to come talk to us if you can.
If you just step back the way you just stepped and come back over here. All right, oh, it didn't do it. It sounded almost like a male voice. Just I know you can get some play with the sounds in here.
There's a lot of weird angles up here, a lot of different materials to work as filtration, some things to work as a magnifier.
Now there it was again. Hello?
If that's you we hear, can you talk louder? We're having a hard time finding you.
We're lost. Can you help us out?
If you can talk to us or make a noise, you might be able to lead us to you.
Hello?
So I set up a stationary GoPro with a laser grid pointed at the books in the circulation room where the one book kind of fell on its own. The laser grid will really help with any minute movement. You know, the laser will either intensify or you'll see it bend a little bit. Steve and I have actually witnessed something like that before, so through experience, you know, he said to me, hey, let's try that again. Let's put a laser grid on the books. So great idea by Steve, and I'm glad we used this technique.
Steve and Jay on the second floor of the Westerly Library. This is the auditorium they were talking about.
Yeah. You've seen shadow-type entities. Is there a reason why you might still be here?
Did you work here? In this building?
Do you know about the hurricane? So we know the high school that used to be on this property next to the library was used as a makeshift morgue for about 100 people. Did the spirits travel here?
Oh, I heard that behind me. Did you hear that?
No. What?
Walking? Behind me.
Behind you here or out here?
No, out there, I think.
Did it sound like that? Like popping to the floor?
No, I didn't hear popping. It sounded more like depression. Like,
Really?
Any TAPS members down there?
It's only us.
Oh.
Is that a voice? Was it a voice that you said? The hell was that?
That was not a voice. Any TAPS members down there?
It's only us.
Oh.
Is that a voice? Was it a voice that you said? What the hell was that?
That was not a voice. Whatever made that noise probably made the sounds I was hearing. Shh, 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 shh.
It like sounded like it came from like in this room. Yeah, that was loud. I want to see if anybody's in there. Steve.
Yeah.
You just hear that whispering?
No.
No, it was just whispering in here. It was like...
We should go in there then. Jay and I, we just heard a bunch of sounds. We were in the room upstairs, the auditorium. I heard footsteps behind me. They were, sounded like they were coming from where Jay was. Then as soon as we went to where I heard the footsteps, we started hearing banging and shuffling coming from down here.
What the was that?
Hey, Jay, did you just open a door?
No, did you just hear that?
Was it a door opening?
Yeah, the whole creaky sound.
I just heard it would sound like a door open. You didn't open a door?
No, I literally just turned around and said, what was that? It was loud enough that I know I caught it on this.
It sounded like somebody opened a door right there in that foyer. Or closed the door.
I think this is a lock. Can't be this. This is all locked up.
Those are locks, no. It was a long, drawn out like somebody opened or closed the door.
Well, let's keep looking and see if we can find the source.
This is Dustin and KJ in the attic.
Oh, Dustin, there's supposedly a bell tower.
Oh, yeah. You're right, man.
You want to go up there?
Heck yeah, I want to go up there. Always good to check out belfries.
I'm game. Can you grab that?
Yeah, that'd be great. There you go. By any chance, are any spirits that come up here for whatever reason?
If there is anyone here that can hear us, would you please call out to us?
We kindly ask anybody that's here with us, and perhaps just unseen, to please come forward and let your presence be known to us tonight. It's a weird little sound. Where'd that come from? If you're able to make a knocking sound like that, could you do it again?
It sounded like it came from below us.
Yeah? I don't know, Cage, maybe we should just go back down. I mean, there's really not much to see in here.
Why, I'll let you up on the way.
This is Sam and Sherry in the basement of the Westerly Library.
There anybody in the children's section? Ron asked us to come out and talk to you. They think there may be a child in the library. Maybe someone that is still here from when the high school was used as a makeshift morgue on the property.
Could you show us your favorite book? Do you hear those noises? Are those regular noises?
The tapping?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a few that were different.
Because there was
just
it started over here, and then it went over here, and then it went over there.
I definitely heard the louder ones over here, and then the one that was back there. How about you make a really loud sound and we try to guess where you are?
Somebody that sounds like I thought I heard like a guy voice.
So Sherry thinks she might have heard something.
Can you make a knocking noise in here? Just like that?
Hello?
Steve and Jay still on the first floor, looking for the source of the door noise.
It's not that. This is...
Oh, but it's on a wood block. So that wouldn't have closed.
So are these two. Those are... Remember Sam and Sherry are all the way down there.
Okay, right, yep. That's way down there.
We've had some phenomenal activity. I gotta be honest with you.
It's been great. It really has. I mean, what I like most about it...
Did you hear that? We've had some phenomenal activity. I got to be honest with you.
It's been great. It really has. I mean, what I like most about it...
Did you hear that? That was like just a weird...
It really has. I mean, what I like most about it... If you can hear us, we need you to tell us your name. Sally, you worked here for 50 years. Are you still here?
Thing almost landed on my head.
I saw that.
And he's huge.
He's huge. What the
Like
hell's
a pterodactyl.
What is a bat doing in the library?
He's right there. Why is he in here? Why? Screw this.
He's huge. He's everywhere.
I quit.
This is Dustin and KJ. We're in the attic of the Westerly Library. All right, so the main claim that we want to check out up here is apparently people have witnessed balls of light come together here.
What I'm going to use here is the REM pod. If an energy field does come in contact with it or pass by, it will alert us, and then we can really focus our EVP questions at that precise moment.
So to any spirits that may be here in the library with us, my name's Dustin. There's my buddy KJ. We're here to try to communicate with any of you here tonight. We're going to try to throw out some names. If it's any of you, perhaps you could try to interact with that device we have under those chairs. Is it Stephen Wilcox? Sir, are you the one responsible for those lights?
We know that Stephen Wilcox started the project and passed away before the project was completed. And we also know that his wife, Harriet, finished the project. There's also a theory that you could be Sally. Long time librarian here.
Sally, did you ever come up here?
This is Stephen Tango. We're in the basement of the Westerly Library. And where was that lavender mist scene?
It happened right over here against this wall.
Okay.
So right now I open up the video to the mist footage that happened in the basement hallway. And Steve and I are going to check it out and, analyze it and maybe possibly disprove this claim. All right, Steve, here's the video.
So where's the mist now?
It's right over here, in the middle of it, kind of.
I mean, if you look at the plane this wall is, right? Mm-hmm. And look how that mist shows up. It's clearly a reflection because it's on that same plane.
Right, and you see when it lights up brighter, the whole wall lights up.
It's not free-floating at all. It's definitely a reflection of some sort.
Mm-hmm. The mystery is still, where's the light source?
Right, what is the light source?
All right, let's go that way.
So right now we got Stephen Tango taking the basement and Samantha and Sherry moving up on the first and second floor. First and second floor is where the majority of the activity so far has happened tonight, whether it be voices, footsteps, things banging around. It's been pretty much all the activity that has been claimed here. Hey, Dustin, KJ, why don't you guys go check out Sally's old office?
10-4.
It's Dustin and KJ. You're now on the second floor of the Westerly Library. This was Sally's office.
Okay.
And I'd like to check it out, but I really don't want to barge in there and disrupt it.
No, I know, but I just saw movement back there, dude.
Did you really?
I saw a light blocked out right on the stair. I think it's the second to last stack there. There's a sliver of light going horizontal. Something just moved that way.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the REM pod just slightly inside and the recorder.
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right. So I'm going to set this up. Sally, I know this is your office. I hope you'll permit me to just place this in here. I'm going to try to use this device to try to communicate with you. Okay, I'm gonna turn this thing on. It's gonna light up. I'm gonna place it right here on this table. And then this device with the red lights, you can try to speak into. And I'll place that over here on the chair. I'm gonna step back outside of your office, Sally, with my friend KJ here.
Sally, I really respect the fact that you worked here for 50 years. That's amazing. We can understand why you come back here.
Sally, did you have a favorite book? Could you tell me the name of your favorite author, please?
Sally, if that's you... Oh, there it is again. There it is again.
Sally, did you have a favorite book? Could you tell me the name of your favorite author, please?
Sally, if that's you... Oh, there it is again. There it is again.
In between that sliver back there?
Yeah, it's something... Something just completely blocked out a bunch of that.
Sally, if that's you, could you come closer to us, perhaps?
We're just gonna come in real slow.
You know, Sally, when I was setting up cables earlier tonight, it sounded like a woman spoke to me in the stairwell. Is that you that was with me earlier tonight?
Hey, dude, check that out.
Let up, Green. Let up. Sally?
I think my camera died. No.
Did it just, like, drain?
No. Yeah, it was just fine. It was just working fine. We had a fresh battery. I mean, we haven't been in here long enough. We haven't been investigating long enough for this thing to be dead.
And
it's completely
go off
dead.
And then the camera die.
The camera's completely drained, dude. We saw movement in here. I clearly saw light blocked out a couple of different times. We came in here slowly, cautiously, respectfully, and my camera's gone. It was a fresh battery before we left the truck.
Sally, we're gonna try to come a little closer. Sally?
This is Dave and Sherry on the second floor. Let's check out that claim of the woman that walked up the staircase right over here.
Right.
And she heard what sounded like footsteps behind her. So my question is, does it just sound like that? You know what I mean? When you're just walking up the stairs? Let's do a quick little experiment. So after you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I didn't hear anything. Like, nothing that makes me think there's someone behind me.
Right. Is there anybody here with us? Can you make any footsteps, noises?
You heard that,
It's
right?
like,
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
Hello? Sally?
This is Sam and KJ. We are in the lower level.
So KJ and I are in the lower level of Westerly Library, over where the administration offices are and such. And we have quite a few claims down here. I mean, there's the disembodied voices that are all over the building. There's the footsteps, but we also have tapping on this glass window, to be specific.
Also, I think we have shadow movement in this room here that was seen from the office behind me. In here, there's like a little bit of light coming from the telephone or something.
The thing is, both rooms' windows are at ground level. I mean, could the shadow have been somebody walking around outside?
Yeah, it very well could be. I can see that there are reflective surfaces on the opposite wall in this room here. So we do have some ability for shadows from the outside to possibly reflect inside that particular office.
Let's see if we can see what's outside that window. And this one's just a stone wall. Nobody's walking by that window.
You see that, Sam?
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
looks
It looks like
you're
I'm standing
actually,
at the other computer.
Yeah. Where you've got multiple panes of glass, and it actually looks like she's in that other office. I don't, in any way, am I saying that that's completely explaining the experience someone had down here, but it is an interesting phenomenon that we have here.
All right, let's see what else we can
Let's do it.
do down here.
This is Stephen Tango in the circulation area. Have you seen the video of the book falling?
No.
Okay, I'll show it to you. Okay, so the bookshelf's over here.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, it comes forward and then...
It comes out quick.
The way this shelf is, how would it just fall off? Like, it would have to be on the edge already.
Right. Problem with the video is that you can't see the front of, you know, the...
Exactly. You can't figure anything out by the angle that this video is.
Right, that's the problem.
You can't prove, you can't disprove, you can't do anything.
You just see the end result. You see the book falling.
Exactly.
Well, that's where we hooked up the camera.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 cameras on here. Let's head out of here.
All right.
All right, first floor. Okay, this is KJ and Sherry. We have just entered the first floor, the Westerly Library.
One of the claims was there's a woman that works here, and she saw a woman in a purple coat going that way.
Okay.
The other claim was somebody felt touched.
Right.
And also, a lot of people hear either their names being called or other names being called. One person actually said that they heard somebody saying, library lady, library lady, library lady.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool. Let's wander a little, huh? So this is the area where people get touched, right?
Yeah, in the corner.
Sally, there's a lot of people that believe that you are still here, walking around the library and checking on the books and checking on the employees. We know that you worked here for over 50 years. That's pretty amazing. Hey, what's going on over here? I just saw a big flash of light in here. Sally, I know that you worked here for over 50 years. That's pretty amazing. Hey, what's going on over here? I just saw a big flash of light in here.
In this room?
Yeah. Hello? Sally, was that you? So Sherry and I were just in the other room, you know, just talking about a different claim. And just kind of looked over in this room here, and in between all the stacks, I saw a light light up. I mean, something lit up this room a little bit. It happened like kind of in a couple of little flashes. So it caught my attention. So we're just coming back here basically to try and figure out where it could come from. Is there anybody here with us right now?
If there is anybody here with us, is there any way that you can make yourself known?
Okay. All right, Sherry, hey, check it out. The car must have gone by. See the lights on the wall?
Yeah.
I did just witness what the effect of a car driving by is on the light coming in and it's running across the ceiling. That's a possible explanation.
I want to check the back, see if we can get touched.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. What?
It's okay. Good job.
This is Stephen Tango heading back down into the basement.
Hey, Steve, check it out. I am the librarian robot.
Hello. Oh.
Read books now.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch.
Ouch. Ouch.
001101.
Garbage can.
Ouch. Man, I'm bored. Here you go.
You will read a book.
Hey, team, let's get the lights on the center wrap.
Tonight's investigation really had it all for us. Jason and I, we had some great experiences, and some of the other teams had some experiences. We were able to disprove some things.
We've definitely experienced the voices, the footsteps. The activity we've had has backed up most of the claims that Ron has told us about. So I know we've got some great things to show him already, and I'm really looking forward to going through the evidence and seeing what else turns up. His main fear is for the safety of the people coming to the Westerly Library and the employees of the Westerly Library. And no matter what, we're here to help, and we're going to make sure we do in any way possible.
So guys, Westerly Library, awesome place, huge place. You know, our client Ron, his main concern is that with the higher volume of people coming into the library, he really wants to just make sure everything's pretty much safe. But as far as experiences go, did anything happen to anybody?
Dustin and I had an interesting experience, right, like outside of Sally's office, where she was for 50 years.
Right.
There was a moment there where we saw movement behind the stacks.
There it is again. There it is again.
And then we walked in, and then the GoPro, boom, battery gone, like drained out completely.
It's coupling. You know, you see something, all of a sudden, you know, your battery goes out.
You know, maybe it's Sally that's still roaming around in there. Maybe it's somebody else.
Right. I know Jay and Steve had a lot of stuff happen. This clip, this is Jay and Steve. They're on the second floor. Steve hears footsteps. Jay did not hear it himself, but this proves that Steve isn't crazy. So, guys.
Cool.
Oh, I heard that behind me.
And you do hear it kind of like go, like travel.
Yeah.
All right, in this clip, again, they're on the second floor and they hear what sounds like some voices.
Okay.
Any tax members down there?
It's only us. Oh. Is that a voice? Was it a voice that you said?
Huh.
So they're hearing voices, and then this loud slam, like a door just closed.
Well, and you and I were there at that same time, and we thought we heard a voice. We heard it at the same exact time in the same area, but it didn't.
Right,
we still don't know what
couldn't hear
it was. Not at
I know
all.
you reviewed that as well. I couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear it. So Jay and Steve, they're now on the main floor, and you see Jay kind of stop, and you hear what he hears. It sounds like whispering sounds.
Sweet.
I'll play it for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
TAPS was called to the Westerly Library in Westerly, Rhode Island, to look into a wide variety of disturbing paranormal claims. After a thorough investigation,
Hey, Ron, it's good to see you again.
See you again.
Good to see you.
we have quite a bit of evidence to present to our client, Ron.
We had some great activity. We caught some really neat things, which, you know, we're going to show you, and I'm hoping it's not going to make your staff more uneasy to be here at night, but you're going to have to draw your own conclusions on that. This initial piece we're going to show you, Steve and I were in the auditorium area, and there was walking, there was footsteps coming from the hallway. So I just want you to listen to that.
Oh, I heard that behind me.
It was pretty clear.
It's pretty evident. You know, you can hear that. Each footstep sort of has its own sound.
It sounded very distinct.
All right, so now we headed out into the hallway to try to investigate and look around, and while we were out there, we started hearing what sounded like voices coming from the first floor.
Any tax members down there?
It's only us.
Oh.
Is that a voice? Was it a voice that you said?
Boom, you hear that? It sounds like a door slam.
Was it a voice that you said? A voice that you said?
Well, and the strange thing about this, what we're going to play for you, is we started heading downstairs because of that sound to try to find out what it was. And as we were standing there, the sound happened from upstairs, right above us. Almost like it was trying to lead us back upstairs. So here we go.
I want to see if anybody's in there.
It's pretty loud. Boom.
It's loud and it's clear.
Yeah, and you know, when it's just, you know, the building, nobody's in here. It's just Jason and myself. We had a camera operator with us. But when he's right there and we're right here and you hear the sound come from way further out, It can be quite startling.
So now, in this room right in front of us, all of a sudden, there was like whispering.
Wow.
You can hear voices coming from that room. Sounds like somebody talking.
Right, and that was right at the bottom of the grand staircase.
Yeah, so Steve's still on the stairs. I start walking in, and strangely, we have the sound of a door open or close. You can take a listen.
What the is that?
So we've shown you some great evidence, but that's just the beginning. Wait till you see what else we have. Steve and I are at the Westerly Library in Westerly, Rhode Island, going over our findings with our client, Ron. I know a lot of people claim to have activity in the attic, right?
Yes.
Okay, while we were up there were male voices that we heard a couple different times while we were up there. Male voices. Yeah. We'll play this for you a few different times, because it's really loud up there. You hear that?
Heard the voice, but I couldn't make out what he said.
We'll play it again for you. You able to make out anything?
It's hard to make out, but you can hear the voice.
Okay. Yeah. One of the words to us, the last word that's said, sounds like hell. So, with that, just take a listen to it again and see if you can be able to make out anything.
It's very difficult to make out. But it's definitely a man's voice.
Yeah. To us, it almost sounded like it was saying, go to hell.
Yeah, or this is hell, something like
We
that.
have had indications with people in the attic that whatever might be there doesn't want us there.
Okay. Well, one other piece we did catch while we were up there, it's as we were walking down a little further, again, there was a male voice I thought I heard.
It's quite interesting.
Now, there it was again. Sounds almost like the same voice, but it's saying something different. Now, there it was again. Really, it was an interesting night because we were able to have all these great experiences. Pretty much every team was able to have some sort of an experience, which is unheard of in most investigations. And to be honest with you, yeah, the things, like, if it's saying go to hell when you're in the attic, it's not welcoming by any means. But the rest of the things we caught didn't seem, you know, like it had an issue, or it just seemed like it was going on with its routine. The whispers downstairs in the book room, the bangs while we were on the staircase, hearing it upstairs and downstairs. There's nothing that would give me any thought of malicious intent or it being angry or dangerous.
And that's, again, as we said before, the reason I brought you guys in or asked you to come was, you know, my concern for the safety of our patrons, of the children and parents, grandparents, everyone that comes here and enjoys the library and the programs that we offer.
Well, how do you feel about the stuff we've shown you?
It's a little unnerving.
Oh, no, come on.
Are we going to have to walk you guys through here every night?
It does go along with some of the things that we had experienced. This is pretty clear evidence to back up what we thought.
Yeah. Well, you need anything, it's pretty much a rock to throw away, so give us a shout. All right, we'd love to come back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Come on, let's get out of here.
After hearing all the evidence presented by the TAPS investigators, I would have to say it's my personal opinion that there is definitely something happening at the Westerly Library. TAPS uncovered evidence that confirmed some of the things that had been reported, but also put me at ease a little more as to, you know, everyone's safety in coming to the Westerly Library. There is nothing to fear, and, you know, there's no reason for anyone to be concerned about being harmed here.
So I think that went great, man.
Yeah.
Ron really seemed to like the stuff we showed him.
He did. I mean, as soon as he heard that voice, he was like, that's a voice. That's a male voice.
Well, and